Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you guys again today, this afternoon. I want to say hello to each and every one of you. Wait a few seconds before you guys come on in. Hope everything is going well. Hope everything is going well. This is a great day. This is a new day. And we are in, my friend. I want to say hello to you guys this afternoon, Tuesday. I want to say hello to my sister-in-law for life. That is Diane Rosier. Hey, Diane Rosier, thank you for stopping through. And thank you for the other people who have also came through. Those of you who are also watching from Twitter and YouTube, thank you guys as well. I know I have people all the way out in Amsterdam, Australia, Canada, Guinea, Fiji, Belize. I think I covered all the areas that I can see that's watching from my studio thing here. Hope you guys are doing well. I want to just talk a little bit about where we are, and as long as we're going to be in this so-called pandemic, I'm always going to be talking to you guys about making sure you are preparing yourselves so that you won't fall into this trap again and end up having to um, go through filing for unemployment, or if you're an entrepreneur or business owner, you shutting your business down, things like that. I just read an article, right? I just read an article, and if you guys want to share this via watch party, if you will, because I really want to share something to folks, and I want these people to really get it. Okay, so share this via watch party if you can. Thank you, Joy Williams, for stopping through. I appreciate it. So I read an article earlier today, folks. Article shared. The article was talking about American Airlines, and American Airlines is getting ready to cut 19,000 jobs. 19,000 jobs. You guys hear what I'm saying? 19,000 jobs. That's good. I mean, that's bad. It's bad, folks, because let me share something else. Also, as you guys know, that I'm getting ready to build a city over in Egypt, right? Over in the Egypt regions. And the funds that is going to be available to me over there, I would be able to do a joint venture with the owners or the partners of American Airlines and extend the American Airlines services over where we're building. Because guess what? We're going to be building airports, right? And this is what's important, and because of the pandemic, we can't get our project started yet over in Egypt. We're waiting for them to lift the travel bans, folks. So with the funds that we're going to have available for this project, I'll be able to help American Airlines. Hey, Dion Brown, what's up, fam? I will be able to help American Airlines. I think Delta is also cutting off jobs. And here's what's important. As we're going to be building airports over there overseas, along with these, to be with these cities, we have the money to bring these companies back up to par. American Airlines, we're talking about travel companies that's closing down. We'll be able to put the money up for American Airlines once we get this project started. I don't have access to these funds until I can get overseas and get this project started. But until then, I'm sitting here waiting and still encouraging you guys never to give up on your goals, dreams, and aspirations. But those people who are going to be cut out of 19,000 jobs, if they don't get work, I mean, just take half of that and just imagine even half of that filing for unemployment. On top, yes, that's right, Ron. 19,000 jobs. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's United Airlines. I'm sorry. I said American Airlines, but you're right, Ron. Thank you. It's United Airlines. I just saw the article. So listen, folks, let me share something with you right quick. Let me share something with you right quick. Last night I spoke on our Monday Motivational Power Talk. What I spoke about was the mentality a lot of people have. Okay, and your mentality. See, your income will shrink to the level of your thinking. All right. Let me say that again. Your income will shrink to the level of your thinking. So if you have a CEO, if you're working for any company and your CEO says things out of his mouth like or her mouth like this, or have the mindset of if it's not broke, don't fix it, you should worry. You should worry. You know why you should worry? Because the earth is always moving, folks. The universe is always expanding. That means it's always moving. Everything moves, nothing rests. That is the law of vibration. Everything moves, folks, and nothing rests. So when you say, if it's not broke, don't fix it, that means you're complacent in being where you are. Okay? Now, if a CEO says that, let me tell you what that CEO says, folks. That CEO, to me, that CEO is saying, we don't need to continue to make this company better. We don't need to continue to do what we need to do to make sure that we are staying afloat on where we are. Okay? Now, here's the mentality to offset the mentality of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is what a CEO should be saying. If it's not broke, make it better. If it's not broke, make it better. So you have companies, you have people who are in charge with a lot of companies, like big, giant Fortune 500 companies that actually have that mindset. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And then you have a pandemic or you have a recession. And guess what? These companies start folding. Don't think it's just the small businesses or the small black businesses that are folding. Big, large companies are folding too. But you know why they are folding? They're not just folding because of the pandemic. It's not just the pandemic that's causing these companies to fold. A lot of these companies were starting to fold before the pandemic. The pandemic just pretty much stuck a knife in it. Just took a fork and just said, now you're done. Let me tell you why that happens, folks. A gentleman by the name of Jeff Bezos, owner and CEO of Amazon, he never had the mindset of if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He never had that mindset. He always had the mindset of if it ain't broke, make it better. He's exploring opportunities to create drones to drop your packages at your door. He's exploring ways, I should say, exploring ways to create a warehouse in the sky. So what did that mean about warehouses in the sky? Blimps. Your packages is in the air around in blimps. They sort out packages and put packages in certain blimps. Those certain, according to your zip code, and those blimps flies around in your zip code, and drones are dropped down, flying drones down with your package on the drone, connected to the drone. The drones drop the package at your front door and flies back up into this blimp. He's exploring ways to do this, folks. A lot of that, what's going to happen to the drivers, the Amazon drivers? They just started doing that some years ago. Amazon drivers already creating a new wave of transportation for packages. So, folks, as we go on, as we live, as we learn, things are constantly changing. And every time you're going to have things that's constantly changing, you're always going to slip into a recession, folks. See, it's not just the pandemic that caused recessions. You see, the economy is not even equipped to keep up with the technology anymore. So people talk about, oh man, artificial intelligence is going to take our jobs. No. You're giving artificial intelligence your jobs. You know why? Because the real artificial intelligence is not the computers. It's not technology. The real artificial intelligence is you. What do you do with artificial intelligence? You program it. You program it to think exactly the way you want it to think. Isn't that what the mainstream media has been doing? Isn't that what the mainstream media has been doing with the pandemic? Want you to think that they cook the books on these cases and make you think that these cases are 100% real. They cook the book, they get your program, they programmed your mind. You, the artificial intelligence, because you're not thinking authentically. What does artificial mean? Artificial means not real. Organic is real. So if you're not a free thinker, you can't be an organic thinker. That means you're an artificial thinker. You're thinking the way somebody else wants you to think. This is what the masses do. This is why the masses are filing for unemployment, closing down businesses, going to get a chip in their arm. The masses. And the masses all work for the 1%ers. 90% of the population work for 1%. Remember when I told you guys about the 1090 rule? What is the 1090 rule? 1090 rule is 10% of the population earns 90% of all the money, while 90% of the population only earns 10% of all the money. That means the 90% is in a rat race. It is not by circumstance. It's not by conspiracy. It's because the real artificial intelligence is you, the masses. And I say you, I'm not talking individually, you guys that's watching right now. I'm just saying you, meaning the masses. So that's your artificial intelligence right there. You're artificially thinking what the politicians want you to think. You're artificially thinking what mainstream media wants you to think. They control your mind. It's called programming. The same thing you and I can do to a machine and program it, that's what they're doing to the human mind. And because of it, you will always look for a politician to lift you out of your current situations. Y'all mad at me? I ain't saying. I'm just saying. So what happens when you're in the masses and you are the real artificial intelligence? You actually become obsolete. So you don't want to be obsolete, folks. You become obsolete. You can have a CEO making a whole lot of money, making 6 figures, 7 figures, doesn't matter. A CEO can make all this money, but they can still have an obsolete mindset. Because if you say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, that is an obsolete mindset. And when something like a pandemic comes here and trip you up, guess what happens? You will fold. And your mindset will put you exactly to where you belong. Hey, Aisha, that's my cousin, y'all. Say hello to my cousin, Aisha Lattimore. All right. And fellas, don't be slick, because I'm still here. All right. So thank you guys for chiming in. I hope I'm not hurting anybody's feelings. I hope I'm not, if I disrupt your belief, then that's good. I've done my job. But don't get mad at me. I want you to take that anger and go out there and make a difference for yourself, for your family, for your community. You make a difference, folks. You have to be a free thinker. You have to think for yourself. I call free thinkers. You know what I call them? I call them neurological thinkers. We're talking about neuro. We're talking about the brain. I call it neurological thinkers. Why do I call it neurological thinkers? Because to me, there's a difference between neurological thinking and logical thinking. See, you were taught to think logically, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not talking about something being wrong with logical or logic. Nothing wrong with that. Logic is great. We need logic. As a matter of fact, people ain't following logic these days. It's like common sense is no longer common. So logic is great. But I'm talking about neurological thinking. I'm talking about thinking on another level, folks. A whole new another level. So you're taking, and let me give you the difference between logical thinking and neurological thinking. And I might have made up that word neurological thinking. I might have, I don't know. But it makes sense to me, and I'm going to share that with you right now. The difference between logical thinking and neurological thinking is, check this out. Logically, 1 + 1 = 2. right? Logically, 1 + 1 = 2. So you follow logic, and you should always come to a common ground. Now, is neurological thinking is 1 + 1 equals whatever you want it to be. You're living life without boundaries. You see what I'm saying, folks? See, that's the difference between a champion and a mogul. A champion break records. A mogul break barriers. How many barriers are you breaking, folks? Are you one of those ones who come up to a barrier and you back off of it because the mainstream media or somebody else who don't want you to break that barrier, tell you that you shouldn't break that barrier? Then you're not a neurological thinker. See, champions break records. Moguls breaks barriers. See, as long as you have a mogul mindset, as long as you have the mindset of if it ain't broke, make it better, then guess what happens? When you do get tripped, when a pandemic happens or recession happens and you do get tripped, your company don't go here, it only goes here. And you still got a foundation to stand on. Your foundation has never been wiped from underneath your feet because you had a strong foundation based off your mindset. You see, folks, your philosophy is what drives your strategy. So your mindset is your foundation. If you have a mindset of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, I can tell you right now, that foundation will get swept up under your feet and you will sit up here. You're going to have to start laying off your employees. You're going to start trying to take as much money as you can and put it into your own pockets out of your own company, right? You lose your integrity, because you're panicking, right? So don't be obsolete. You have to continue to learn, folks. You have to continue to learn. And I'm not talking about just learning what your competition is doing. Forget the competition. Mind the business that pays you. Make it better. And I guarantee you, if you're thinking of ways to making your company better, I guarantee you your competition is not thinking that. They might be thinking something totally different. So don't worry about what they're thinking. Worry about what you're thinking. Learn how to be dominating in your industry. Dr. Dennis Kimbrough said, when you're the best at what you do, the marketplace will seek you out. So what are you doing for yourself and for your community? Are you going to be obsolete? Are you going to be a logical thinker, or are you going to be a neurological thinker? I ain't saying. I'm just saying. So position yourself, folks. Position yourself. I mean, United Airlines is getting ready to cut off 19,000 jobs. And as I read the article, I didn't see them talking about what rounds of layoffs. Round 1 layoffs, round 2 layoffs. Companies normally do layoffs by the round. First round of layoffs, second round of layoffs. They didn't say nothing about a round. They just said straight 19,000 jobs wiped out. People jobless. And you think 30 million people already filed for unemployment right now? I ain't saying, I'm just saying. And listen, folks, I'm not telling you, I'm not making this stuff up. This stuff is actually in my book, Change Your Mind, Change Your Life. I highly recommend you get that book. Inbox me if you want me to send you the link so you can order it. A second book I want you to read is a book called Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson. Get that book. Folks, the problem is people don't read, man. They won't read. If they do read, it's something entertaining, like Entanglement. Will and Jada. See, that shit, that's Will and Jada preparing themselves to keep themselves afloat during the pandemic. That's their strategy. It's to get you to buy into it. But you don't have a strategy. What is your strategy? And once the pandemic is over, you're still going to have a minimum of 18 months, to still be in this recession. Just because if the pandemic over tomorrow doesn't mean the economy just going to go up automatically. It doesn't work that way. We have to gradually get there. The stock market is going to show you that already. It ain't going to just shoot straight up in the sky just because the pandemic is over, folks. You got to also realize that jobs are going to start reopening, and they ain't going to reopen with the same amount of employees that they had prior. They're going to cut that in half. There's still going to be a lot of people without a job. You got to realize this, people. So, what is your strategy? Are you obsolete? Are you going to become obsolete? Or were you working for a company that is going to be obsolete or have been or is obsolete? This is a time you have to keep reading. You have to keep studying. Let me tell you something. Here's a poem that relates to this. It goes like this. It's very, very short poem. It goes, two men looked out from prison bars. One saw mud, the other saw stars. Let me repeat that. Two men looked out from prison bars. One saw mud, the other saw stars. So in hindsight of things, what does that mean, folks? If you have two UPS drivers, and those UPS drivers delivering packages for their just about most of their careers, and then they found out that now there's going to be drones dropping people packages to their house. One UPS driver said, "Oh man, why are they coming out with this technology, man? I'm trying to feed my kids." See, he see mud. See, what am I going to do with my family? My kids got to eat. My kids not even grown yet. What are they going to do for me? See, that person sees mud. The other UPS driver says, I guess I need to learn how to fly drones. I guess I have to learn how to fly a blimp. I guess I have to learn how to organize packages in a blimp so that it can be delivered in particular zip codes. See, that's what the other UPS driver thinking. So which one of those two is going to be successful? The one is going to upgrade their thinking, or the one is going to complain that everything around them is upgrading? You understand what I'm saying, folks? So take that time. Don't take this all for granted, folks, because this is for real. This is your life here. I'm not telling you to go out and get rich. I love for everybody to get rich. But all I want you to do is be in position so you can make a difference. And don't be using cop-out words, cop-out statements. You can't, money can't buy happiness. Shit. When has brokenness bought anything? Oh, you can't take it all with you when you go. That's not the purpose of getting rich, to take it with you when you go. The purpose of getting rich is to build a legacy. It's to leave it behind people you love. That's what it's geared for. Who said you're supposed to take it with you? See, don't follow people. Don't hang around people who use cop-out statements, folks. Don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you right now is, no, it's not designed for you to take it all with you. It's designed for you to leave it as a legacy. But you know what else you can leave as a legacy? You can leave a bunch of bills. You can leave poverty. And you can leave all your responsibilities that you've been struggling to pay off yourself. You can leave that to your family as well. So why don't you talk about that? Why don't you tell them, man, why are you so broke? You can't take it all with you when you go. Why don't you say that? It's always against against you having to work hard for what you got to get in life. See, so you have to ask yourself a question. You have to ask yourself this. Are you willing to leave behind wealth, or leave behind broke, busted, and disgusted? You want your family, you love your family so much, you really want them to go out here and search for people to donate to a GoFundMe to bury you? Really? You really love them that much, but you leave them with a bunch of debt? I ain't saying. I'm just saying. See, that's a mindset of the obsolete. But you got to take the time. Read, study. Study the economy, study technology. I'm telling you, those are two things. Those are two major things you better be reading and studying right now is technology and the economy. Because the technology is going to tell you where we're going. And then read it again. Keep reading it. And don't stop reading it. When you have a full understanding of it, where you can talk like I'm talking right now about it, then read something else to take you from that level of thinking to a new level of thinking. Like I said before, your income will shrink to the level of your thinking. If you're not prepared, if you haven't positioned yourself in due time, your reality will always follow what is called your money blueprint. A book by the name of Steve Harv Eker. It's called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. He called it your money blueprint. What does that mean? Let's just say you win a lottery, you win $2 or $3 million, but you're not a millionaire in the mind. Your money blueprint is that of $40,000 or $50,000 a year, but you win the lottery and you get $2 or $3 million. That means in due time, you will eventually revert right back to your money blueprint of that of $40,000 and $50,000 a year. That's what your money blueprint is. But if you increase your level of thinking, you increase your self-worth, then eventually you will increase your net worth. So if you increase your net worth, that means your money blueprint has increased. So if you have a money blueprint of that of a multimillionaire and you lose it all and you go broke, eventually you will revert back to your money blueprint, which is that of a multimillionaire. Hope this makes sense to you guys. I'm about to chime out here. I hope that was helpful to you guys today. I want to thank you guys for stopping through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ron. I appreciate you coming in. Diane, Rosia, Dion Brown, Erica Spofford. I love all you guys. My little cousin, Aisha Lattimore. Thank you, cousin Buzzin'. Thank you. Always a pleasure to see you come through. So with that being said, I want you guys to sing like no one can hear you, dance like no one can see you, love like you've never been hurt, and live like it's heaven on earth. I'm Jay Hunter Lee. I love you, and the world needs you. So stop that damn texting and driving. Peace and blessings, folks. Have a great day.